That's right back, Charlie. Definitely.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like.
And with that, we're live. Above my head, as you can see, let's start that again. Above my head, as you can see, this is why you shouldn't drink coffee before you press the live button. But you can see above my head, it's West Ham United against Chelsea. It's hate-along settings where me as an Arsenal fan is concerned with Chelsea. Personally, I think Chelsea are going to win 3-1. I think Jadon Sancho gets on the score sheet. But it's a London derby. It's a fantastic way to kick off the Premier League weekend of action. It's a 12:30 kickoff for midday. You know, I'm sure Chelsea fans are a bit nervous. You know, West Ham away is one of those grounds, respectfully to West Ham. Upton Park, different story. But your new ground, I don't really think it's got that same feel. But West Ham away is one that, I'm not going to lie, it's not Anfield, it's not Etihad, it's not Crystal Palace, I feel. But it's one where you sit up and you're like, oh, you know what? My team has to come correct or the Hammers are going to do things. And, you know, I think personally Chelsea are going to burst those bubbles today. Hopefully West Ham win. You can see in the graphic, well, not the graphic, but, you know, the whatever you would call it, the graphic that's, you know, moving left and right. You can see the lineups to the left and right of you people. Again, it should be a great game. We've got 7 minutes until kickoff. Big up yourself, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. Enzo hate along. Smash the like button, people. You know, we're tired of being underrated. Let's get the engagement and start going crazy. Enzo hate along. Notepad app in the background. We're ready. I'm here for it. I hear you on that, man. Afternoon, Edward. I hope you're doing well and safe. I'm good, man. You know, it's the weekend. It's always a busy week. It's time to watch football. I'm a bit nervous for tomorrow, but I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm fairly quote unquote confident. You know what confidence is? I'm not sure where you want to put it, but yeah, you can see the lineups to the left and right of me. You've got Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Kilman, Emerson, Alvarez, Rodriguez, Paqueta, Somerville, Bowen, and Kudus for West Ham starting 11. Now, for me personally, I'm not going to lie, Mavropanos has dramatically improved since he departed Arsenal, but him and Kilman can be got at. Wan-Bissaka's obviously doing quite well at West Ham. Sancho's going to have it cut out for him today. Two former teammates. It could be a good game. I took Kudus out of my FPL team because he's not been doing the job. I have a feeling he's going to do something today. I took him out for Madueke. Somerville, I'm sure that's his first Premier League start for West Ham. I mean, West Ham got good players. You look at the front four people. Paqueta is a baller. Don't know how long he'll be there. Kudus is a man I wish was at Arsenal. Bowen's another one. Somerville did well at Leeds and obviously has got this move. I do think West Ham's defence can be got at, but I think they've got an industrial midfield, and I think they've got the quality in the final third to ask questions of Chelsea. Chelsea have Sancho, Fofana, Tosin, Colwill, Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo, Madueke, Cole Palmer, Jadon Sancho, and Jackson. Ooh, I think Sancho will have a good game. Cole Palmer's a sick player. Madueke's been doing his thing. Enzo, agendas. Caicedo, agendas. Cucurella, agendas. Colwill, I like him. Follows me on Instagram, so it's calm. Tosin, let's get him. And Tosin better hope to God that Chelsea win, because you would have seen he put up his training picture is that we've got bubbles to burst. Now, I'm from the reality is you talk your nonsense after the game, but if you're going to talk crap and pardon my language, shithouse, you need to make sure your team gets 3 points, and he's got to start. Fofana's playing right back. Now, for what I've seen as a neutral looking at Chelsea, I do think there's some structural changes. I do think the manager's brought structure. There's a way of playing. There's an ethos. Evidently, there's still a lot of errors within the team. Still not defending as well. You know, the midfield is still a tiny bit disjointed, and they are scoring goals, but they're not scoring goals. But I do think the manager's doing decent things. And Nkunku's on the bench. Jackson agendas. Chelsea's defense can be got. They defo can. Like, if you're West Ham, Tosin's a decent player, as is Colwill, but that's not Chelsea, sorry's first choice centre-half pairing. Ask questions of that whole defence. Sanchez is a decent keeper, but he's not amazing. Wan-Bissaka versus Sancho. Sancho just got a cut in, I'll be real. Hear it. Early kickoff with Day Off, big up yourself. And yeah, for 90 minutes or until Chelsea score, Irons. But yeah, man, Nkunku robbed. I don't know if it's because of injuries and he's working his way back from injuries, but Don't seem like Nkunku's getting starts. It's looking like at best today it's another super sub affair. So we'll have to see what he brings to the table. Should we see some statistics as well? West Ham have alternated between winning 5 and not winning, drawing 2 and losing 3 in their last 10 Premier League home games against Chelsea, beating them 3-1 at the London Stadium last term. They last won consecutive home league games against the Blues in 01-02 and 02-03. Chelsea have won 30 of their 56 Premier League meetings with West Ham, only winning more times against Tottenham. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. And I'm sure Tottenham have lost 7-8 of their last 11 Premier League games. If that was Chelsea, if that was Liverpool, if that was Man United, if that was Manchester City, if that was Arsenal, everybody would know about that. But Postecoglou's the new Arsene Wenger, as they said last year. Spursy have got rid of the Spursy tag. Oh, fair enough. Bit unfortunate to Coventry, but you get them again next time. Chelsea have won each of their last 4 Premier League away games, people. Last winning 5 such in a row in December of 2021 under Tuchel. Feels like such a long time since Tuchel's been Chelsea manager. Among the 17 ever-present sides this calendar year, only Everton with 22 and Wolves with 19 have picked up fewer Premier League points in 2024 than West Ham. I think it says 23, winning 5, drawing 8, losing 10. All 5 of those victories have been against teams in the bottom half of the table, drawing 4 and losing 7 against sides in the top 10. Admittedly, I don't know if Chelsea in the top 10, but yeah, man. And he's got to be the first gaffer to go. It's a weird one because, sorry, we'll get back to that. Let me turn on my TV because, you're here for a watch along. If we can't do watch along, there'll be problems. Let's open the window while we're here, man. DG needs optimum conditions to thrive, man. Coming like Jadon Sancho, I need the right system, but to be fair, Arsenal fans are probably saying that about Martinelli right now, and it 0017. Martinelli's taking a piss. Big up Nelly, but you're scrubby right now. Scrapping Nelly. Still my Achilles though, but damn. The only difference is don't compare him to Sancho, Mudryk, all of these guys. Martinelli slapped it on every team there's been about. Ronaldinho co-signs him, Klopp co-signs him. No matter what you have to say, I don't care. Oh. Make sure that's muted. We don't have any issues. And let's hang up this as well. Sorry, folks, make sure everything's ready. Still early morning. Come on, West Ham. Irons. Who's Andy Irvine on the bench for West Ham? Who the fuck is that lad? Edson Alvarez, Rodriguez. That's an industrial midfield, Paqueta, eye the needle stuff. Kudus is someone that gets bombs off seats. Somerville's exciting. Bowen is sick. Bowen 747. Let's go. Take flight today. On my life, people, I'm looking at the lineup. Sorry for not sitting down. I keep forgetting that Chelsea have Dewsbury Hall. And I know it's probably the contract, but can you not really convince me that Raheem Sterling is not a better option off the bench than Mikhail Mudryk? I see Arsenal going for him in January, I'll be real. Rather us go for Cole Palmer, but we can't have everything. Sold Martinelli stocks, I've given up. It's crazy. Surely you got to let go of Martin's smelly stocks, DG. Surely. Allow them slander names. Some slander names are a bit too personal. Have manners, Marcel, man. Man said Marty smelly. I can never give up on Martinelli. I'll never give up on Martinelli because he still did it against Liverpool and City. Right now, it's cool for everyone to stand up and be counted at this football team. When we were rubbish, Martinelli was the only one that was on this. Like, what people fail to remember, is, the season before last, our first title race, big up Saka, but second half of the season, Saka kind of went missing. Martinelli stood up to be counted. Plus, he's Brazilian, which is as close as I'm going to get to Jamaica, where serious ballers are concerned, people. So, I'm supporting him. We're here to the death, man. I'm not giving up on him. He slapped it on United. He slapped it on City. Slapped it on Liverpool. Slapped it on Chelsea. See what he did to Kante. Never giving up on my guy. But it is about what you're doing. And what you're doing right now is 2 packs of arse, really, Martinelli. Like, it's a weird one where Martinelli's concerned. Ultimately, goals and assists can't be everything because we all know, like, banter aside, agendas aside, people could score goals, but they've been rubbish, right? So I do think the performance is there, but ultimately goals, bro. We got 91 Premier League goals last season, and Arsenal fans like to waffle about that, me included. It's great and whatnot. But when you start to break it down, it shows you that, A, we can score, that we can improve scoring, that there's other players who can score, and we've got many ways of scoring. But Saka's the only one you're going to bet your house on. Kai Havertz did it for half a season, not to disrespect him. That's just what you did. I don't know if you're going to do it again. Martinelli, you ain't really done the business. Trossard, in and off the bench did it as well. And I have to wonder what, that tells me how highly rated Martinelli is, because he's been poor for 17 games in terms of goals and assists. He's still been starting. But I do think, the lack of centre midfields, the turnover at left back, these are all factors. The game's kicked off, but we're at that stage now. None of that matters. You need to back up your ideas, because Trossard's got these same things against him. He's still bagged. It's weird because I think Martinelli's defensive performance is there. His performance across 90 minutes is there, but you're still not scoring goals. You're getting in the right areas. You're just not scoring. Part of it is probably confidence. I believe as well, you're just not showing the technical level to carry out some of the finishes you're undertaking. And I must admit, it's got to the point now where, when we keep saying the Martinelli of 2 years ago, which is great and which is valid, but it's got to the point, maybe that was a purple patch. You were just doing the FPL thing. I don't know. He's going to have to prove me wrong, but you got this season, man, or it's a squad player thing. You can't be a serious brother. And this is why we never was going to get them, but this is why you wanted to hear Gyökeres, Sesko, Isak, Nico Williams. Imagine, again, the dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. But imagine for Arsenal, Saka, Isak, Nico Williams, safe. Martinelli, Trossard on the bench, safe. Havertz in the cut, playing games. The game's kicked off here, though. Enzo Fernandez, I'm sure he had a poor game at West Ham a few years ago. I think he's a quality player, but they gassed him. The team is going to outgrow Martinelli. Watch, I don't see him lasting much longer. You're going to cry when they sell him like they did Smith Rowe. Talk about kicking a brother when he's down. Man. Either way, he still lasted longer than Fabio Carvalho. I keep saying to Liverpool fans, you thought a you that perms his hair and has curls is going to thrive at Scousland. That's crazy. I was about to say Kurt Zuma, but that's actually Tosin. He's found Fufana. And do you know what? West Ham are an annoying side in the sense that the pitch isn't, obviously the pitch is big, but it's not the biggest. They press high, they're aggressive. They're not going to give Chelsea's defenders much space. But I do think once you bypass the front line of West Ham, yes, they've got industrial midfield. I just feel watching West Ham, there's a lot of gaps. Sanchez, the goalie for Chelsea, has gone long. He's found Jadon Sancho. Pick him up. Cucurella, you're about to lose it. Oh, I thought he's done. What do I know? He's done very well against Bowen here. He's found Enzo Fernandez, who's giving it back to Jadon Sancho, making his first start for Chelsea, I believe, today. Decision-making and execution are both terrible, and it's hard to improve those things. Looks finished to me. And that's the thing. I don't think his decision-making is that bad. I just don't think you're showing the quality on the finishes. I think you look at the Spurs game and Atalanta game. I think he was quite good against Spurs. He still could have scored. Atalanta, the whole team was poor. But you're right, decision-making hasn't gone up a level enough. That's the difference with him and Saka. As stupid as it sounds, Saka is shooting when you need to shoot, passing when you need to pass. It's a simple game. The ball's on this left-hand side, Madueke. I might take it back. I said 2-1 Chelsea. As I don't know if we're going to see that many goals now, people. Again, I'm doing too much on the basis of it's just about touching the 3-minute mark, but still, I'm not sure why Enzo Fernandez is appealing for a free kick there. That would have been soft. Anyways, Kudus down this right-hand side for West Ham United. Mohamed Kudus, don't know why he did that. I think it was a cross. It's turned to be a shot and the keeper saved it. That surely is a foul for Chelsea. Nicholas Jackson has won a great foul for Chelsea to just relieve some temporary pressure on them. What other games you doing, DG? Today will be just this. I've got to do some life admin, man. But there should be videos. There should be a video coming out on my YouTube channel. Make sure you're following the second channel. I'm going to get some vids out today. Nicholas Jackson, he scored! Blink, can you miss it? 3 minutes in. Nicholas Jackson has bagged for Chelsea. Some of you said there's agendas. Blink and you miss it. I didn't even last that long in bed, mate. No, I'm joking. Gelly shout me. But yeah, Jackson has scored against the run of play. So it's a good bit of play from Nicholas Jackson. Areola and West Ham will be bitterly disappointed because it's one of those angles a striker or any footballer should not be scoring from. Nicholas Jackson bags. And didn't he just sign a new contract recently? Not sure for these celebrations or what is. Some spooky celebrations. But all right, if you score in the Prem, you're entitled to celebrate. You damn one. West Ham caught cold by that free kick. It's good play from Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez has just taken it quickly. Jackson has found Jadon Sancho. Technically, Jadon Sancho gets an assist. Take nothing away from Sancho, but it's one of them where you just passed him the ball. It's all Nicholas Jackson. He's been invited into the box and invited, and he just bought a raffle ticket. I'm not going to lie. Everybody connected to West Ham has done terribly there. It's fantastic, smart and street smart play from Chelsea to flip this game early doors on its head. West Ham caught cold. They say strike while the irons are hot. Today, you have to strike while it's cold. And Maresca's men are a goal ahead. The bubbles have been burst at the moment. 4 minutes in, Chelsea 1, West Ham United 0. Chelsea. Come on, West Ham. 0-0, boys. All from a Mavropanos free kick. Hey, if Jadon Sancho's in your FPL. And that's one thing, not even against Jadon Sancho, yeah. I've always found this funny about football. Like, how is that counted as an assist? I've seen Saka do what Sancho's done. I've seen Bale of it. I have it. But, like, is that really an assist? Because he's had a lot to do. You've literally just passed him the ball. So, yeah. Sancho goal assist, Lego, Havertz, we're coming for you. That's cool, John Ant. You support Man United. Stop twerking for Sancho. What's going on with Mount? What's going on with Diallo? What's going on with all them guys at your club? People leave United, start thriving. I don't even want to talk about that madman because we don't condone what he does, but he's doing bits in France. Come on, Bowen and these guys, man. You wanted a trigger, there you have it. Can't believe they let this scrub score. Written in the stars that he was going to bag, to be brutally honest. It's one of them Bruno assists. It's one of them where you just passed him the ball. He's had a lot to do. I wonder how many people have got assists because of Lionel Messi doing stuff like that. Because there's been, take nothing away from Xavi and Iniesta, yeah, because they're assist kings. They're world-class legends, all that stuff. But sometimes I've seen him just pass the ball to Messi. He's danced past the whole team, like 10 plays. Where's the assist? It's not quite there. You know what? As a neutral, early goal is always great. It flips it on its head. For West Ham, they just need to keep going. That can never be a foul. Cucurella's done very well. Levi Colwill also done very well. Killed Enzo. Enzo's done well to pluck that out. And here's the goal scorer, Jackson. That's a good bit of skill. He just sent someone to the shop. Nicholas Jackson is up for this. Enzo. Jadon Sancho, probably filled with confidence after moving to Chelsea. Oh, gosh, curse of the commentator. Maybe too much confidence there. Not sure what he tried there, but it didn't come off. It's into the hands of Areola. Boy. My 2-1 Chelsea prediction is still on, but even I couldn't have seen a goal in the first 4 minutes. But they always say Premier League is crazy. Expect the unexpected. West Ham have more than enough to ask questions of Chelsea. Probably just need to calm down. You know, because they take nothing away. It's a bit of smart play from Chelsea. It's a lapse in concentration. Evidently stop lacking concentration and get yourself back in the game. But I'd say stick to whatever Locatelli's told them and keep it going. Here goes Bowen. Transitional warrior. That's a fantastic tackle. Oh, referee. I don't know if that's a free kick for Bowen, you know. That looked like a very good tackle from Chelsea's Tosin. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, Wan-Bissaka. I'm not going to lie here. Shout out to Wan-Bissaka because he's a Premier League footballer. But could West Ham be back in it? Oh, Somerville. If he was 6'4", he might have got there. As I was saying, yeah, every time I see Wan-Bissaka, apparently at Crystal Palace, he was a right winger. Now, obviously, whoever said go and play right back has done well because you were sold for 50 million at one point. You played for your boy club, Man United. Sure, you've won a couple things at Man United and you're playing in the Prem. But how did he get that far being a right winger? Like, you know, you look at all of the players from South London that have come through. Who scouted Wan-Bissaka? It must have been a pace and power thing. He must have been one of those players where it's under nines, but you're built like a 14-year-old. Like when you look at Lukaku's pictures from his youth days. Sanchez, that's a good ball. Nicholas Jackson's up for this, man. Obviously, he scored, but he's dropping deep. He's winning the ball. He won 1-2 fouls so far. He looks up for it. To be fair, Chelsea have started fairly sharp. And their playing out from the back has improved dramatically. Cucurella, Levi Colwill, the goalie Sanchez back on the ball once again. It's too easy, West Ham. There's a number of times Sanchez has just punched that ball into Chelsea's midfield. We haven't even spoke on Cole Palmer, so yeah, it could get ugly for West Ham. Cole Palmer's found Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez asking far too much of Jadon Sancho there. Thought Wan-Bissaka did quite poor there. Kudus has got him out of that. Mavropanos, listen, this guy is rubbish. They can't convince me he's good. Look, he's walloped it long. Dead. You know what? It's actually a poor kick, but it actually turned out to be half decent. Levi Colwill was mopped up. I don't know what Sanchez of Chelsea was doing there. I really have no clue what he was doing. Come on, West Ham, man. Bournemouth should have got points here. I swear the West Ham manager's been Bournemouth manager at one point. I might be lying. But there's hella Spanish managers. West Ham manager. I know you've been at Wolves. Maybe you was linked with Bournemouth. I feel like you've been there. I don't know why I thought that, because you ain't. Big up you in the chat. The early goals changed the game. Confidence is there on Chelsea's side. It's true, but all it takes is a goal to flip things on its head. But you're right, like Chelsea don't have to do too much. just have to keep it ticking. It's only 9 minutes in, but at some point, probably in the second half, West Ham are going to have to throw the kitchen sink at it. Boy, doesn't look like this is going to be a successful hate along people, man. Chelsea actually moving the... I don't want to praise them, but they're moving the ball quite well. They're progressing it from back to front very well. They've got the lead, doing what needs to be done. Cucurella inverting, things I did not picture under Chelsea with their current players. Their manager's good, to be fair. As we said before the game, I think the structure in their play is a lot better. That's never a foul. Cole Palmer's looking for that. It's a smart one to win. He's definitely looking for that. Alvarez runs like he's got a bag of sand in his legs. Ozu and Cess assists were proper assists. You probably agree, DG. Accidental assist shouldn't count. RIP West Ham. Oh, yeah, club, big up yourself. Can't believe they let this scrub score. Locatelli is worse than Moyes. They're both two good gaffers, man, if I'm honest. West Ham fans probably just got bored of David Moyes because West Ham have struggled, really. Has it got that much better, excluding Moyes, considering he won a European title? Nicholas Jackson, in a similar position to when he scored his first, finds Cole Palmer. That's a decent half chance. And for someone of Cole Palmer's quality that's been bagging them since he signed for Chelsea, it's definitely a harder chance than I'm making out if you're only listening to me. But could you argue he should have scored there? He's actually miskicked it. It's like he's trying to go for the near post. It's ended up going to the far post. On another day, that probably just nestles in. It should be 2-0. West Ham need to wake up. Defensively, they can be got up, man. They've been going to sleep. Sancho has got a big head, but I'll always support him. Great baller when he's ready and on form. I'll always support the Sterlings, the Sakas, the Rashfords, the Sanchos, because we all know it goes beyond football. Who replaces Odegaard tomorrow, DG? No one, because we ain't got that. I don't know what Mikel Arteta is going to do. Is he going to go out with the same lineup against Spurs, where you've got Jorginho in there next to Rice? But you could have just a flat midfield three, but it feels like you can only have... Obviously, you could have a lot more, but it feels like you can only have one of Thomas Partey and Jorginho. And I'd rather Partey play on one hand, because he's physically declining and he's got all his issues, but he's got more legs. But then again, I think it is a game for Jorginho. It's like a chess match. Or is he going to do what you saw against Atalanta, where Havertz drops into midfield, Jesus goes up front, and they kind of, in-game, kind of fill each other's roles? I don't know. But what I know is you can't replace Odegaard. If it was a like-for-like change, you probably have to put, and if everything was rosy, you probably have to put Kai Havertz, in my opinion, in the Odegaard role, purely because Havertz can mimic what Odegaard does off the ball. Clearly not on it. Pardon me. Nicholas Jackson. I was just about to say he's got far too much time on the ball, and he probably had too much time there because he's lost it. It's lack of concentration from the Chelsea forward. Alvarez, who ironically, didn't he kick up a fuss at his last club because he couldn't sign for Chelsea? Now he's obviously ended up at West Ham. This is the problem for West Ham. You've got shaky defense. There's gaps in the midfield. Yeah, you've got Kudus and Bowen and Paqueta, players that can cause issues. But it's not going to pan out that way. Madueke been a bit of a passenger through no fault of his own. Just him and Palmer. I haven't seen too much of the ball in this opening 13 minutes. Tolson advancing forward for Chelsea. West Ham don't know whether to stick or twist. It's like sometimes they're pressing together, then one person's pressing. West Ham might be overrated. Caicedo's still passing backwards though. Cucurella still has that bozo in him, DG. I feel it. Pause. Yeah, but he's not being asked any questions, really. Like, you haven't really seen Kudus get it. Madueke. It's an important interception by West Ham, to be fair. Somerville plays a lovely 1-2. And here goes West Ham down this left-hand side. This is what they need. Is that Emerson, the former Chelsea lad, ironically? Emerson cutting in. You got no right peg, though. Ref. Oh, surely a free kick. That is a free kick. Silly free kick to give away from Chelsea on the edge of the area. Not quite sure what Fofana's moaning about. Like, I do like my defenders who are aggressive and like to make tackles of that ilk, but there was no need for that. That's probably West Ham's best bit of attacking play, and it's only resulted in a free kick and nothing really. So that tells you where West Ham are at this moment in time. It's all come from their left back. Oh, do you know what? Fofana might have a kick. That angle, I'm not sure. That might not be a free kick. We'll have to see. Needs a bit of quality. Paqueta, come on, man. Hit the target. Just hit the target. Yeah, West Ham's manager's not serious. He's got genes. He looks like he's about to go Weatherspoons. He's not manage a Premier League footballing team. He ain't earned the right to do the casual drip yet, man. When you're Mikel Arteta, Pep Guardiola, can do that. I hope we sign Kudus in January. Kudus is a baller. I'd love to hope, but it's a dream, man. Like, reality is, unfortunately, these days, that Kudus is 70 plus now, really. It's far out, but Paqueta surely has an effort at goal. He's cannoned off the Chelsea wall. He's tried to go hard and low. It has not worked out. Wan-Bissaka, oh, Lord. He's actually horrible to watch play football. Just looks like he's breakdancing. Mavropanos finds Emerson. Come on, man. Somerville once. West Ham's left-hand side, Chelsea's right. There's not really been much going on over that side for both teams. Paqueta, who in the last 2 years has actually been linked with a move to City. He's clearly not, obviously playing today. It hasn't worked. Mavropanos galloping forward. Wan-Bissaka, even more. Yeah, this is scrubby, man. DGD rate 10 Hag strip. Yeah, to be fair, I don't rate his managing skills at United. But yeah. See the watches he wears. Paqueta with a searching ball over the top. It's going to need to be better than that. Is Bowen a forward? I know he can play up front. But surely he does his better business off the flanks. And you've got Levi, Colwill and Tolson, two physical, imposing centre halves. Like, Bowen's half their size. Obviously, it's the fight in the dog and all of them saying it's there. But like, surely he's better on the transitional balls in behind where he can use his use his feet rather than his physical attributes. West Ham not doing a good job pressing, man. Caicedo, if Caicedo was a bit more like on passing the ball forward, they'd be in problems. It's good play by Fofana. I wonder where Fofana would be in the world of football if it wasn't for injuries. He wouldn't be better than Saliba. Well, to be fair, Chelsea fans said Colwill and Fofana were better than Saliba. Dream selling. Going to enjoy Saliba at Arsenal for about 2 more years. It's going to be amazing. Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer. The thing is, this Chelsea project can get back together very quickly in the next year or so. Like, if they give this guy 3 years, they're going to be serious again, in my opinion. Caicedo, Colwill. This is the most entertaining I've seen Chelsea play. And this is about to be 2-0. Caicedo! Oh, it's 2-0. It's as I said, great fact. Chelsea are playing great ball. Nicholas Jackson is on a hat-trick. Chelsea are balling today. I'm not going to lie. And there you have it. West Ham, boy, it's time to focus on next week, really and truly. This hate along is not going to be successful at all. Chelsea are 2 goals up. Nicholas Jackson on a hat-trick. Again, the structure from West Ham is all wrong. Take nothing away from Chelsea. Chelsea are just doing what they're supposed to be doing. Everybody's sharing for the ball. They're passing. Caicedo gets an assist. Nicholas Jackson's on the second. The next goal is vital. Basically 20 minutes in, or 18 if you want to be specific. They find themselves 2 goals down. You got Cucurella inverting, Caicedo. See what happens, Caicedo, when you pass the ball forward. It's fantastic play. And to be fair, both of the centre midfielders in Enzo and Caicedo have combined to somewhat help set that goal up. They cost about 200 plus million, so it's the first time they've looked like such. That is hot. Chelsea amazing, but from a West Ham perspective, I can't tell a professional footballer or a manager anything. But Kilman and Mavropanos, they're too far apart. Neither of them knows where Nicholas Jackson is. The people in front of them are at 6s and 7s. I'm sure the Chelsea manager's even eating peanuts. Got caught mid-celebration. Boy, West Ham must have had a late night. It's getting very ugly for the Hammers. The next goal is vital. The game's done, man. Realistically, the game's done. Mavropanos. It's horrible from West Ham. Kudus. But this is the thing. Chelsea's shape is actually good. Anytime these West Ham attackers get on the ball, there's a sea of whatever coloured away shirts Chelsea have. Ball into the ball. Oh! First bit of confusion by the Chelsea centre-halves. Nothing's come of it. Caicedo league assist before Enzo. I'm here for that. The game is over. West Ham are cheeks and Chelsea are balling. Wan-Bissaka looks like he started kicking ball late. DD, does your Sunday league team stick you behind the free kick wall? Your boy in it. I'm in the wall. I'm only 5'8". I'm in the wall. I've never done the whole laying on the floor thing. I'm not on that. I hate being in the wall, though. I hate being in the wall. Saying that, like 2-3 weeks ago, pre-season, someone took a free kick. And you know when it's free kicks, you have to stand up tall. You can't move. Like I'm one of them. Like I don't want to. I want to close my eyes and move away. But I didn't. Ball hit me right in my face. Bust my lip. Like my lip started bleeding, dude. It's a terrible free kick. Bust my lip. Hate being in the wall. Can West Ham do something? No. For the neutrals, it'd be all right if West Ham could get at least one, man. It's game on. I want to see Chelsea's game management. I stayed up all night for this. West Ham are rubbish. Big up the Americans. You might as well go to sleep. Mikel Obi woke up Jackson. He probably did. I like Jackson. I think he's a bit raw. He's a decent forward. I just think for Jackson, he shouldn't be Chelsea's first choice. He should be in the squad. A bit like what I want with Arsenal is like Jackson should be their Havertz in terms of a striker option. You can get games if your form's there. It's amazing. But you need that guy that's going to get you 20, 25. I feel sorry for Jackson sometimes because there's been a lot of the times him playing for Chelsea, there's little service, even for the majority of the game against Bournemouth, if I'm honest. Paqueta, forcing it, man. This is dead. Paqueta, out of all the attacking players, Paqueta is the one dropping deep trying to force the issue, but it's dead passes. It's really rubbish passes. When you've got a defense like this, boy, if I was Rob Holding, and Rob Holding's a terrible footballer, but if I was watching this game, you can't buy a game for Crystal Palace. You need to get onto your agent and see what he can do for you at West Ham in January. Because you surely could get game time here. Oh, Sanchez almost took a risk there. Most Premier League goals since May the 1st, people. Jackson's got 8, Matueta's got 7, Haaland's got 15, so he's doing all right in that regards. Cucurella wins the header. I back Jackson to get a hat-trick. He's trying to turn the provider here. Madueke, I put you in my FPL team instead of Kudus. If Chelsea score again, I'm going to need you to get on the score sheet or do something. This is a good 1-2 down the left-hand side for West Ham, but there's not enough shirts forward. Bowen, he's done well to keep hold of the ball. He's done well to bring in Somerville. Somerville, composure. Spandulu skills, but he's still got the ball. Pass the ball, bro. City breakdancing. Paqueta delivers. That header's taken. Surely that's a corner for West Ham. Come on, West Ham. West Ham playing 3-4-3 with a high line, and the players have no idea how to play it and aren't physically capable. Could be 5 easy. But hey, Chelsea aren't going to be serious. They have no Brazilians. Spanish Moyes. This manager's getting the sack. Kudus come to the theatre. It's not too late. You lot will kill Kudus, man. Look, a shadow of his former self. Everything Man United touched turns to poison. Come on, Bowen, get your team back in this. Deliver a decent corner. It is a decent corner. No, it's not. I'm lying. Surely that's another corner, ref. Place carried on. Bowen's got a second opportunity to put the ball in the box. Nothing's come of that. Will he get a third? Wan-Bissaka gives it back to Bowen. Bowen finds Paqueta. Paqueta, come on, man. Squares it. Bowen. Oh, Lord. Yeah, West Ham not doing nothing today. Bowen, come on. You got to hit the target. Guys start going out with influences and they forget how they can score. Come on, your team needs you. You're wearing the captain's armband. That's 2-1 right there. And there's something to scream and shout about. I don't know if the offside flag would have come up in hindsight had that ball went in the back of the net, but I guess we'll never know. DG watching the Palace game. I won't be watching it with you, unfortunately, but yeah, I definitely will be watching it. Come on, Palace. It is Chelsea all the way at the moment. Chelsea, the only one that looked like a serious football team. They're playing out from the back well. They're defending what they have to do well. They've obviously got the goals. The move. Most impressive thing is everybody's sharing for the ball. Ooh, Jadon Sancho. I thought that was a foul on him. Nicholas Jackson again's done what he's terrorized them centre halves. He's done very well. Forget the goals. He just in his general play, they don't want it against him. Cole Palmer, Madueke. Chelsea have got 2 goals, and neither Madueke nor Palmer have had a hand in them. Good day for Chelsea. Palmer's giving the ball away very cheaply there. That's never a free kick. Come on, ref. Thank you for playing on. Somerville. Good tackle back, I say, though. Good bit of play from both sides there for the neutral to watch. This is horrible, man. Appreciate you, John, for doing the sub thing. Sub if you haven't. DJ, I see Arsenal defending for 9 minutes tomorrow. We have no one that can create chances right now. That's true, but as much as I think Odegaard's a big miss, if losing Odegaard means we don't create anything, are we that creative as a team? Do we have creative solutions? Is the ethos around Arsenal Football Club that creative? We will get chances. Whether we'll take them is another thing. And to be fair, it's Man City. You got to do some defending. DJ, I put both teams to score. Can you see that? If you asked me before the game, I would have said yes, I can see it. If West Ham, a bit like what Inner Circle said there, like what we're seeing in front of ourselves, no. But you'd imagine Chelsea are prone to a lapse in concentration, so potentially, but I can't see West Ham doing anything. They have no idea what they're doing. Spare a thought for managers, man. You spend all week planning for stuff. Pardon me, you spend all morning briefing them how we're at home, we want to start well, yada, yada, yada. Pardon me, the 20 minutes in, your team's 2 goals down. And you got Paqueta out there, just passing. Everything's been terrible, man. No one for West Ham is doing their job. Probably Wan-Bissaka, if anything. And Emerson, the left back. Front three can't get in the game. Midfield at 6s and 7s. Defenders don't know what they're doing. Can't really blame the keeper for the second goal, but neither can you for the first. But I personally think Areola could do a lot better. Nicholas Jackson shouldn't be scoring for that kind of range. So why Chelsea ahead? Big up yourself, Eden. I don't want us to go there with the aim of drawing. I want the winning mentality. A draw is not the end of the world, but I don't think we're going there for a draw. However the game plays out, that will pan up the narrative. But I don't think unpopular opinion, I don't think Arsenal have ever gone into a game thinking about a draw. I'd love to win because we ain't won at the Etihad since 2015. And to be brutally honest with you, yeah, we ain't won since 2015. We'll be here all day talking about what City and Pep Guardiola have achieved together. You know, we all know about their home form at the Etihad. I don't care about that. Not rules. What do you call it? Records have to be broken at some point. As much as they've got that, we haven't lost in 2024 away from home yet in the league. So go and play like that. That's a good switch of play from West Ham. Mohamed Kudus, what can he do? He's cut inside. He's gone for the shot. He's taking a deflection. It's into the hands of Sanchez. I mean, I'm probably overselling West Ham, but it's taken 26 minutes for there to be some sort of attacking play and looking like an attacking team or a football team. But I'm gassing up a shot that was blocked. Right. Madueke had no chance of bringing that. How's your weekend going so far? Great, man. I'm here with you lot watching football. Yeah, standard Saturday. Really and truly going to go gym. Unfortunately, in fact, now it's the best day to go gym because Spurs are playing. That means the gym's going to be empty because it's right next to the Spurs ground. So yeah, Mohamed Kudus, Cucurella, absolutely showed him serious muscle. I can't lie. That's another fantastic tackle by Caicedo. He's put in a couple of great tackles. Finally looks like, I wouldn't say he looked like the Caicedo of Brighton, but those are the kind of highlights you would see if you went and watched his highlights from his Brighton days. Rodriguez to Somerville. Somerville's probably been West Ham's brightest attacker, in my opinion, and there's nothing to scream and shout about. Paqueta. Oi! That's definitely a pen. That's definitely a pen. That's definitely a pen. Fofana's a lucky boy if he gets away with that. The ref didn't give it. That's one of them. I'm not going to lie. We do that in Sunday League. When someone runs past you, you pull them down. That's VAR surely has to look at that. Somerville again. But they've probably got away with that, Chelsea. Fofana, I respect it. Dark arts. But that's definitely a pen. Are VAR going to have a look at that? Well, that's a great tackle on Jadon Sancho by Wan-Bissaka. Mohamed Kudus was fouled there. Cucurella's booted it. Surely there has to be a pen shout. I like to avoid the crowd, but weekend going gym early, Sam Myth, man. I want my sleep. I really want my sleep. Oh, frailing hand has just caught the face of Kudus. Are they going to show us that again? Fofana's pulled him. Has he? I didn't see that again. Has he really got away with that? That is amazing. I hope Arsenal can. He's pulled his hand as he's made the run. Dark hearts. I think it's smart play from Fofana. It's probably silly in today's day and age. The rest right there. So that's therefore a pen. VAR's getting involved. That's therefore a pen. That's definitely a penalty. If life is fair, Jordan, your bet's about to come through, provided the ball goes in the back of the net. We do need to remember that. In the last game Chelsea played, the penalty was missed. That's surely a penalty. Has it started outside the area? The ref hasn't given it. VAR hasn't given it. Boy, West Ham. But that shows you ask some questions of Chelsea. Some of their players might make mistakes, and that should get the crowd up, the manager going, most importantly, the players. The next goal is so vital. You know, if West Ham, can make it 2-1 before half-time, you've got the home crowd with you. Corner kick, West Ham. If I was Chelsea's manager, I'd just tell Fofana, just use this. You can get away with them 10 or so years ago. In today's day and age, you've got to be careful, because the saddest thing is that's going to happen in another game. That exact thing is going to happen in another game, and it's going to be given. So there's a lot of inconsistency. Really, you've seen penalties given for less. West Ham are just going to have to get on with it. Corner kick, Bowen's delivered. No one from West Ham can get there. Wan-Bissaka keeps it alive. Cucurella, bit of head tennis going on. Alvarez, Fofana, really a lot of head tennis going on. Still head tennis going on. Two Chelsea players going for the same ball, and neither have cleared it. Paqueta trying to pluck it out of the sky. He's done well to find a teammate. Kudus helps it on to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, this is a good play. Hit it! Use your right peg, Paqueta. What is going on, Chelsea? Jadon Sancho, what are you doing? Mohamed Kudus. Back to Wan-Bissaka, who's delivered it. Tolson's got an interception. That's the only thing kind of stopping Chelsea. They don't defend cleanly. Play's gone on. West Ham have finally woken up. Manon Somerville keeps possession. It's back here with Paqueta. Paqueta finds Mohamed Kudus. Kudus, 2-1. The flag stays down. What? Oh, no. It's offside. I was just getting vexed because I took you out my FPL team. Oh, what happened to Kudus' lip? His lips bust. Probably the Enzo coming together. Is he offside? Yeah, he's miles offside, man. Miles offside. That's one call the officials did get right. 100% a pen in a circle, but it's the luck of the draw, man. It's Chelsea's day. Chelsea will have that same incidence in another game, and it will be given. That's the only issue with the Premier League, in that same incident is going to happen, and it's going to be given. West Ham have been poor, but those kind of things change games, and right decisions are right decisions. You know, Fofana knows what he's doing. He's pulled him down. What's going on here? Why is play taking so long to get going again? Oh, that's because Sanchez ain't doing it. Bit of game management from Chelsea, just not wasting time, but just taking a bit of the sting out of the game. West Ham starting to grow into it. That will frustrate the home crowd. Sanchez has gone long. Killed Sancho with that. It's Canada for claret shirt, though. Wan-Bissaka done very well there, to be fair. Alvarez. But this is West Ham's problem. I don't feel their fans ever feel confident when their back line has the ball. Areola, Kilman, Emerson, Rodriguez. See, look, giving it right back to Chelsea. Fofana's got about 10 years on the ball there. In truth, did not need to go all the way back to his keeper, Sanchez, but better to be safe there. So, and look again, how many times has Sanchez, the goalie of Chelsea, played the ball into midfield? Forget the centre-backs. How many times has he just played those passes into midfield? Shouldn't be allowing that at home. And again, it's credit to Chelsea. It's too easy for them. They're just finding teammates. And here goes Jadon Sancho down this left-hand side. Step overs. Tries to find Madueke. Can't fashion a shot, but he can keep play. Jadon Sancho. Oh, lovely skill from Jadon there. Set Sanchez. It's deflected. Nothing's come of that. Boy, how did they not get a pen there? Fofana's a lucky boy. Boy, 2-0 to Chelsea. Apparently, non-penalty goals since the start of last season. Nicholas Jackson has 17. Mohamed Salah has 16. That's a good point. I just saw a tweet. West Ham sacked Moyes, spent 100+ million just to look worse defensive and offensively. Have to admit, there's truth in that. Really, a bit out of context, but there is. Paqueta, Bowen, Bowen's not serious, man. I love the guy, but he's not serious. Chelsea man's down. Caicedo continues play. Oh, he's killed Nicholas Jackson there, but Nicholas Jackson can win the ball and just delay things. Does he fancy going for goal again? He should. You're on a hat trick. Nicholas Jackson, good tackle by Mavropanos. Caicedo's trying Cruyff turns. You see what's going on, West Ham, when you don't play seriously. Paqueta. Somerville up against Fufana. The last time they were up against each other, they should have had a penalty. Somerville. Very proactive winger, man. Very good play there. Forced inside. Chelsea have brought themselves out of a hole. That was an awful VAR call. How is a man supposed to sprint when his arm is pulled? Do we have to show refs running mechanics? To be fair, it's just a pen. You could see what was being done there. You could see Fufana's pulled his arm. We've all us defenders have done that. He's pulled his arm. He's pulled his arm again. He's got away with it. Oh, wow. This is a violation, boy. This is a statement from the West Ham manager, Lucatelli. 10 minutes before the end of the first half, he's making a sub. Whoever's getting subbed, boy, you're going to feel like shit. This is a vial. I wonder he takes off. You'd imagine either Alvarez or Guerrero or Rodriguez or Alvarez, one of them come off. Could he take off Kilman? Could he take off Kilman or Mavropanos, put Rodriguez centre half and then bring in Souček? To be fair with you, I know Souček ain't been doing what he normally does for West Ham, but you'd imagine, just because of the game you'd expect against Chelsea, you'd imagine someone like Souček would have played. Oh, good play from Tosin. Very good play. West Ham are quite toothless defensively. Fufana on the attack here. Madueke. Not really been having isolated incidences to take on West Ham's defenders. Madueke goes for the shot. Finally gets an opportunity. Skimmed wide. Whoever comes off, that's a violation. Can't say anyone who gets subs for West Ham, you can't really complain. 24. Who's that? Rodriguez. It's a violation, boy. Free transfer looking expensive. That's a violation. You're going to have to affirm that. Hold that. Don't worry. Training on Monday. Do your thing. That's these moments. Your pride's going to be shot and be on the floor. Smash the like button if you haven't, people. But you need to remember the collective. And as much as it's about the players playing poor, that's the West Ham manager saying, I've also got it wrong. I'm making a change. No one wants to make a change for the end of the first half. That's a statement because he clearly could have done that at half time. That's to tell everybody that, listen, I've got 4 more subs. People can come off. Completely off topic, but I hope AJ smashes this you up today, man. Areola. Kilman, good play from the former former Wolves, man. Bowen up front, this is not going to bang. He's won a free kick, but this is not going to bang. That coach at West Ham, how good he is. I like Lucatelli. But right now, it's looking like 2 packs of arse. West Ham are going to get relegated one day. They've already been relegated. Now, Alvarez looks like he's escaped that. Rodriguez is gone. Big up DS as well. West Ham just started poorly. No pressing, no tackling. West Ham only started to play after 25 minutes. I agree. But the damage is done. Need to focus on if they can. Can you get a goal before half-time? And it sounds dumb, but obviously you want to stop team scoring, but they have to stop Chelsea getting that third. Very rarely do you get anything out of a football game when you've conceded 3 goals. 2, you still don't, but you've got a fighting chance. But like you said there, it's taking 25 minutes. You can't afford to do that in any Premier League game, let alone one of the better sides. Oh, Milan derby. Cucurella up against Paqueta. Paqueta down this right-hand side. No. Paqueta realised he's not going anywhere. He's tried to win a free kick. Never. Chelsea throwing deep in their own territory. Yo. Hipster manager settings. Managers playing mind games. To be fair, you need to play mind games. Your team's 2 goals down. Now's the time for mind games. I mean, it's easy for me to be an armchair expert, but 1-1, and I don't watch West Ham every week, as you obviously know, but surely Souček should have started a game like this. I don't know how many times that pivot has played together that we saw start the game, but boy, Don't think we'll see that again. Jadon Sancho, Cucurella, that was horrible from Cucurella, really. That first touch and the subsequent clearance wasn't the best. Best period from West Ham, man. But again, if you're Chelsea, you don't mind. You know, in the Premier League away from home, you're going to have to sit back and defend. And Chelsea have been quite solid defensively by their standards. Wan-Bissaka, who's been one of West Ham's better players. Alvarez, Souček gives it back to Alvarez. Somerville, you need to get wider, man. You're too narrow. Paqueta. It's all in front of Chelsea, really and truly. Paqueta is the only one that's really trying to pick the locks. Somerville looks like he could be a threat. Kudus has looked good in patches. But in terms of feeding these players, it's only Paqueta. The other players don't have it in their locker. Mavropanos. Paqueta. That's a good ball into Kudus, as I said. Kudus takes on Cucurella, gets the better of him, tries to square it. Souček into the hands of Sanchez. Another shot on target for West Ham, though. Progress. Clear pen, unbelievable, really. So you can just drag her forward by the arm now. I guess it depends who's the referee or who's on VAR. I do think Fofana's a lucky lad there. Very, very lucky lad. Wan-Bissaka has been out of position and not awake for both goals. Apple really want my money. Ever since I updated, I refuse to buy new phone. Scammers. I can't lie, my phone's acting as well. They always do that. I can't lie, I normally just buy an older model. Whatever they bring out, I just buy the model previous or the second one. I used to get the new one all the time, but it's a bump. And phones are ridiculous now. We live in a day and age, phones cost $1,000. Upwards. And then by the time, it's like buying a car. By the time you buy it, there's a new one coming out. Cool, you've got a new, wow, you've got a new camera. There's like 3-4 cameras in the phone. Wow. And even updating, I updated mine and mine's been moving laggy. I don't know if it was the battery or whatever, but it kept randomly turning off. Never again. The ref was right behind the incident and still made a bad call, bringing the robots. But we all know they'll get the high-ranking referees that work for the governing bodies to push the agendas midweek as to why it wasn't a pen. Lovely turn back, I say, though. And it's for me, it's not even like, again, West Ham, you're right to feel aggrieved. I'm sure even Chelsea fans will say that's a pen. It's the very fact of in the remaining games this week or even next week, this same exact incident's going to happen. And you can bet your life that there's going to be a different outcome. Pardon me, what do you think the final scores will be? Well, I went 2-1 Chelsea to begin with, so I'm going to stick to that. But it could end up being 3-1. Surely there's 2 more goals in this. I think West Ham will get a consolation goal at some point. Mavropanos don't want to play, man. I can't lie, they got some shit dons. Need a better centre-half. Paqueta, man on. Whoa, Sanchez, what the hell? Sanchez in no man's land. Kudus has done well to keep it on. It's been dealt with. Cole Palmer never. Oh, you know what? One thing I admire about Cole Palmer is his ability to win free kicks. It must help Chelsea out greatly. That's never a free kick. What was Sanchez doing there? Kudus is onside as well. Disjointed back line from Chelsea. Sanchez in no man's land. Kudus. Talk to that cool Declan Rice, man. I know you got his number. There's a certain club. How far is Stratford from Islington? It's not that far, actually. You can get on the train, mate. You can get on the overground, fella. These are the kind of guys we need, man. Just bring Bowen and Kudus, we'll be all right. Kilman's tried to play a pass forward to his credit, but that's probably why he doesn't, because he's lost the ball. Cole Palmer, that's surely a foul for Bowen. No, it's not. Pinball settings right now for both teams. West Ham have woken up after 20-25 minutes. Probably should have had a penalty. They just let themselves down greatly defensively. Street smart performance, in my opinion, from Chelsea. I think everyone from the goalie, everybody's been up for it. Madueke, I don't know what he's doing there, but yeah. Sancho, you might as well go for goal, Jadon. Trying to be too clever there. Chelsea have got the goal, generally defended well. Not really they have got in behind at times, but not really let West Ham get in behind. Deserve their lead, to be honest. Somerville, he looks quite exciting, isn't it? Somerville taking on Fofana. And he's got hands on him again, ref. Hands on him again. Somerville's done very well and got another free kick. Fofana, I like his hands-on approach, but he's got to be careful. Now you're on a yellow. Who's this ref? I've never seen him before either. Fantastic little player, Somerville, man. Lovely little dribbling. Lovely little player. Probably a bit, if I'm being cynical, probably a bit too honest of a footballer at this moment in time. If you look at Saka, you look at Salah, you look at Hart, even though it don't really work for Haaland because he's too big. All of them players know when to hit the deck. It's dishonest, but sometimes you need to do dirty things to live clean in this world of football. Free kick to West Ham. Guaranteed the review panel will say it was a pen. Exactly in a circle. And I think I speak for every football fan, even if, whether you support any team, nobody wants to hear after the game about, we made a mistake. Of course, people make mistakes, but it's happening far too frequently, and it doesn't help anybody. It does it like you've done what you've done now, and it's impacted the game. Now, West Ham could have got that penalty scored and Chelsea still win, but still, referees are the most protected individuals in the planet, in my opinion. You've got the PGMOL coming out. If Lopetegui actually says how he feels about the refereeing decision, he's getting fines and whatnot. And don't get twisted, that can't, the ref has made a mistake. West Ham are 2 goals down through their own faults, but get the point. You can tell he got the lineup wrong, especially if Kudus and Bowen are on the bench. Now they're playing, bro. Kudus, this guy is lit, man. This guy is lit. Just evaded 2 Chelsea players. This guy is quality, man. I wouldn't give you the number 14 shirt at Arsenal, but I'm just saying the 14 shirt is free. The dream would be Kudus and Isak, man. It's a dream, but I think Arsenal are at that point now where, you can scout players from all over the world. Oh, Paqueta's bought that one. You can scout players from all over the world, but I want us to do what Liverpool did, man, when they assembled their title-winning side. And what I mean by that is buy some of the best players in and around the Premier League outside the traditional top 6. You saw when they got Wijnaldum. Obviously, Van Dijk was bought for big money, but Wijnaldum, Robertson, Mane, there's therefore a couple more. It's what we need to do. Just get Kudus, of course. We're not going to do that but it's probably looking at 200 odd million pound. Is that a corner kick for West Ham? It is. I must admit, I thought that was the wrong call. I thought that'd be a goal kick, but shows you what I know. And one of my pet peeves is, if the corner's on the left-hand side, why is a left-footed man taking it? Let it be an in-swinger. Put it on the keeper. Bowen. No one from West Ham's been able to get there. It's been hooked clear by Madueke. About 30 seconds left of this first half. Mavropanos. Oh, offside. Is that the end of the first half? Well, there's about 20 seconds. Lopetegui's still early heading down the tunnel. Fair enough, lad. Well, that is the end of the first half, people. What have we made of the first half so far? Sanchez, man dove in slow motion. Maybe they won't. Sight the wagons. If West Ham rock up to Anfield midweek in the cup and play like this, they're getting battered. 100% they are. Those PGMOL bums don't even say that they've made mistakes. They'll improve. They just defend poor refereeing joke thing. They do. I'm worried about us against City. I'm good, man. You should be worried. It's Man City, but at the end of the day, there's reasons to be scared, optimistic. What shall be, man. What shall be. If it's in our destiny we're going to lose, we lose. Boy. Do you feel like Jackson is capable of getting 20 plus Prem goals? No, but I think he'll play enough games to be in contention for such. Justice for Kudus, Bowen come outside. Who's on the bench for West Ham? Because for me, you need to get Bowen in the pockets, man. Get Bowen in the pockets. Get Bowen in the pockets, similar to Kudus. In a game like this, he's wasted up front. This is what I see from him today is why I don't like Trossard in the false 9 on a regular basis. You can get away with it on a couple of occasions, but it's not the thing when you're playing against 2 physically imposing centre halves. They must have a striker on the bench. West Ham. But to be fair, this is a game for Mikel Antonio. You've got Mikel Antonio, you've got Danny Ings. Could look to play them, to be brutally honest with you. Those are actually decent options, really. I'd probably bring on Antonio. He's a battering ram. Just let him physically impose himself. If I'm brutally honest with you. I must admit, how on God's green earth is that not a pen? Obviously, still images do not tell the full story, people. They definitely do not tell the full story. But look, how? Like, and bear in mind, it started from outside the area. He's got an arm. Fair enough, man. Get out Fufano, he's not a natural right back. He used to play right back on occasion at St. Etienne, but yeah, he's not an organic right back. And he's on a yellow, man. DG is finally at 62k. All right, big up you lot. Didn't know. I honestly didn't know that. Appreciate you lot, DG Nation. Let me actually look. It's a big ask, man. It'd be lovely to get 8,000. It'd be lovely, absolutely amazing to get 8,000 by the end of the year, man. I want to get to 70. Oh, we are. Without you lot, it's not possible. You see why you have to smash the like button? Hey, stop me. Shows you how much attention I pay to these things. Hey, someone asked how my weekend is. It's getting a lot better now. Hey. Shout out to you lot, man. Shout out to you lot. But yeah, that's the penalty incident. Also, Fufana, ain't it? This shows you that football isn't just about transfers. If you don't have a good coach, you're trash. West Ham moved mad in the transfer market and they're washed. Yep, you're right. But it's only in the Premier League that you see that. Like that, and I think it's a Premier League thing. The solution is always money. You could spend 200, 300 million, sign, for argument's sake, a player that play, a player for every position. It don't work. People say throw more money at it. It's like even at Arsenal now. Don't get it twisted. Arsenal need to spend. We have spent money. We need to spend money. Clearly, dipping into the transfer market for another. For me, I think we're 2 attackers short. Would love another central midfielder, and we didn't get any of our first choice goalkeeping targets. So you could argue that. But it is also about getting the maximum out of your players, whether that's Martinelli, whether that's Kai Havertz, whether that's Declan Rice playing in his natural position, etc., etc. Continuing to ensure Saka and all these guys improve, and also getting a tune out of players that are considered damaged goods. This Fufana guy, man, died after Leicester. I like Fufana, but he's a bit rash with certain things. He's prone to silly mistakes. Like, it should really and truly, he should have had a hand in 2 penalties in 2 weeks. Like, Sanchez was obviously the man that pulled that collided with the Bournemouth lad, but it all came through Fufana's pass, and he should either be thanking his goalie like Thomas Partey midweek, or West Ham should be on the score sheet. Apparently, no Man United player has provided more than 1 Premier League assist this season. Sancho has 2 in 2 games for Chelsea. But hey, just shows what a manager can do. Pardon me. This is the earliest Chelsea have been 2 goals ahead in a Premier League away game since April 2022 against Southampton, which was after 16 minutes. Sides Nicholas Jackson has scored the most against in the Premier League. He's got 4 against Spurs. He's got 4 against West Ham. But endearing himself to the Chelsea fans. Apparently, he's now got more Premier League goals than Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud had 17. Jackson's got 18. I doubt Giroud played as many games. West Ham have now conceded 5 goals in the opening 5 minutes of Premier League games in 2024, at least 3 more than any other side. Now, I'm seeing these stats, but I never knew that going into the game. Obviously, that this could just be how the game panned out, but did the Chelsea manager, because you'd imagine he's privy to this, did he emphasize that to his teammate? To his team? Sancho has provided more assists in his 2 games for Chelsea than in his previous 12 Premier League appearances for United combined. Damn. Boy. Absolute madness. Bring back Moyes. If Arsenal go on a losing streak, I'll guarantee you'll get to the 70k in no time. The ops will assemble. Hope not, man. But that's the weird thing about this Arsenal space. You either suck off the club, like to the point where you're being dishonest and you make out everything's amazing and it's so innovative and we're taking white water and turning it to wine, or you do the ridiculous negative thing. Arteta's crap, this guy's crap, the club's crap. I really find in this space balance. In fact, in YouTube, the whole space, YouTube as a whole, it's not for balanced opinions. It's for clickbait and hyper opinions and like I don't know how to make it make sense, but the shock factor that just seems that's the climate we're in. The more I watch the first Chelsea goal, I give credit to Chelsea once again. West Ham is terrible. As Inner Circle said, Wan-Bissaka went to sleep. You're completely correct. The whole team's gone to sleep. Everybody in defense and everyone in midfield. And the goalie's got to do better. The goalie's the last line of defense. The goalie is the last line of defense. So before you ask questions of Areola, you need to ask questions of those in front of him. But even him, what's going on? DG, what match have you been scared of the most? I'm not going to lie. Of recent as an Arsenal fan, I think second half of last year's North London derby, if I'm honest with you. I'd say that. Sorry, people's busting the stretch. I need to go and get some water at some point. I would say the North London derby last season, just because we went 3 goals up and obviously, you know, Raya made the mistake. Declan Rice gave away a penalty. Like, we was living a bit dangerously. You know what? Man United at home last season as well. When Højlund scored, they got VAR. What others? I don't think there's scared. Anfield, I'm always scared when we go to Anfield, man. Anfield's serious. Anfield's just one of those grounds, man. What else? I'll say the Euros final. I'd say Brazil. Was it Brazil, Croatia? When Brazil went out in the last World Cup? That? Yeah. Yeah, that. You know what? Man City Community Shield. Scared. I'll say that. Bayern Munich away. I wasn't really scared. I didn't think we'd do it. Chelsea got a lot to sort out, but regardless, they look scary on the break. I'll give them 2 years, man. Porto second leg. Do you know what? Regardless of how the game pans out, I've said it before. In European competition, it's not that I think we can beat anyone at the Emirates and whatnot, but I'm fairly relaxed with Arsenal at the Emirates in European competition. I'm quite nervous of our home matches in the Premier League, and I'm a lot more optimistic away from home because it just feels like there's a bit more professionalism, a bit more. I don't know how to explain it really, but a bit more results driven. Like there's a lot more street smartness. I feel like the Emirates, it can be very emotional. Like, let's be honest, you know, the draw against Spurs was emotional. The Man City game, it was a stalemate, but that was quite emotional. Man United last few years at the Emirates, you know, the Man United game at their place last season, probably the first game in a while where Man United have played Arsenal, and there hasn't been plenty of talking points for both teams. No Chelsea player had more touches in the opposition box 4, created more chances 2 in the first half than Jadon Sancho. Caicedo won the most duels. He won 6 out of 7. He had 4 tackles, which was the most, and he won the possession 3 times, which was also the most, which take nothing away from Caicedo. He's bossing it, but that just shows Chelsea are hardly having anything to do at West Ham's place, really and truly. The only talking point from a West Ham perspective, literally, is the penalty shout. Other than that, they ain't done nothing. They haven't brought nothing to the table. Who have I got in my fantasy? I ain't got no West Ham players. See, I knew to take Kudus out. I'm 4th in our FPL team, our FPL league. I am going to win this league. 319 points. Who's got 355? Who you got in your team? How have you got Havertz, Haaland, Saka, and Eze? This is what I'm competing against. Is João Pedro going to play today? 75% chance of playing. Who have Brighton got? Forest. Yeah, João Pedro and Chris Wood, if you both would be kind to score in that game. Madueke's got me 1 point. Come on, man. You're going to get subbed soon. You're definitely going to get subbed. So can you do something before you get subbed? I want to win this. Wait, my Sunderland lad Chris Rigg has scored 17. I hear what you're saying in terms of unbalanced opinions. It's hard to stay positive seeing what's being served up to us. I hear that, and like don't confuse honesty with that. Like, I just think people are dishonest. Like, by all means, I always say, I don't tell you lot what to think. If there's reasons for you lot to be pessimistic, and likewise be optimistic. But you have to consider everything. I just feel it's just who can shout the loudest and make the most noise and all of that, which is jarring. And I don't believe the sentiment around Arsenal should be 100% negative. If there was anything I'm negative about, I don't feel we're creating enough shots. I don't feel we're playing to our full potential in the final third. I think while I like the fact that we're street smart, we're solid defensively, we're getting results because we ain't lost yet. I don't feel we've played at our sparkling best. And I still think the worst is yet to come. Obviously, the transfer market weren't amazing. There's evidently internally, I think the pressure that's on Arteta is the pressure he's putting himself and the club in terms of their project. But externally, you know the rhetoric. Arteta has to win a trophy. He has to win the Premier League. It's our third thingy. X amount of money's been spent. But reasons to be optimistic. We're very competitive. We're improving a lot. Players are improving. Last 2 years, we've been the bridesmaids, not quite the groom, which is frustrating. I genuinely think Arsenal's a mixed bag right now. There's enough, and it's what our club do. They give you enough to be optimistic about, and there's just enough reasons to kind of rein it in a bit. But yeah, I don't feel there's reasons to be effing and blinding and this guy out, that guy out. Likewise, I'm not a fan of, what some people do, because clearly they're trying to get free merchandise from the club and twerk for the club, where they make out everything so innovative, everything's great, everything's rosy. Like, I love Mikel Arteta. I don't back him religiously. If there's a point where he needs to be sacked, or if there was a manager that can do kind of what you see Arteta doing, but get us over the line, whoever that is, wherever they are, I would want that. I support Arsenal. I don't support Arteta, but people move like Arteta is Jesus. Like, again, I'm a big fan of hearing about, all the innovative things he does to mold his squad in his image, the tactical stuff he does, the tactical tweaks, but also, you're hearing about pickpockets, and he's doing all that mad stuff off the field. But it feels like there's a bit of an unnecessary cult-like following around Arteta, and all that stuff's great. Just win the games, because I have no doubt, Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, they've all done these little, Jurgen Klopp, they've done all these little mind game things, which is great. But just win trophies, bro. I'm yet to hear Jose's done all of them things. Just win the trophy, man. Please, just win a trophy. Apparently, the ref's call of no penalty for the challenge by Fofana on Somerville is checked and confirmed by VAR, deemed that this was not sustained holding. I mean, come on. At least throw us some crazy jargon sentence as to why that is not a pen. That was not sustained holding. Hey, man, you can't hate the player, hate the game. There's nothing exclusive to Chelsea. It's just, it is what it is. It's the luck of the draw. Second half soon begin. Tomorrow's anyone's game. For us, I think we'll defend well. I expect to concede. I expect Haaland to score. I actually expect to concede first. But it's about mentality. Don't let your heads drop. Defend well. And I think what has become the case of Arsenal, well, you've looked at the game versus City and a couple of games. We've got to take our chances, man. Because for me, I don't feel we're creating enough, regardless of if Odegaard's there. I think football's a law of averages. You create 100 chances, you're more likely to score one, versus if you set up 5. And like, it's not like we've got clinical men where if you're creating 3-4 chances and you're still not sustainable, but you're scoring those 3-4 chances, fair enough. We're not quite doing either, man. If we concede, we lose already. We aren't scoring goals at all. Hey, set piece FC tomorrow, man. It's going to be an ugly game, man. I think Pep Guardiola versus Mikel Arteta, or Arsenal versus City, in the last few years, it sounds great on paper. It probably is somewhat entertaining for the neutrals if there's dodgy talking points. We know the ref's going to be against us. Kovacic should have been sent off last week or the week before for City, but last year against us. We just have to take our chances, man. I don't think it's a must win. I would love to win because it ends that little hoodoo we've got at the Etihad. Obviously, for me, as good as the record was last season against the top 6, and we was generally, still didn't win at Anfield or the Etihad. But if we win, I wouldn't get excited. Could Chelsea get their third here? Cole Palmer! Game, set, match. Cole Palmer does what Cole Palmer does. It's against the run of play. Does his celebration. It is what it is. Cole Palmer bags. And again, spare a thought for the manager, Lopetegui, because you've invented your own headaches, but you've clearly just spent 15 minutes telling these boys what you need to do. A minute and 10 seconds into the second half, that's game over. Very rarely do you get anything out of a football match when you've conceded 3. At this point, West Ham just need to hope that they can just ruin the clean sheet and give Chelsea's analytical department something to review. And don't get it twisted, I did feel it was a great run of play. I did think the pass forced Cole Palmer out wide. He's done well to actually put that in. You've got to be effective in both boxes. And it's a great break from Chelsea. It's a fantastic break. Surely someone's going into the book for that late tackle on Caicedo, I believe. Nicholas Jackson gets an assist. Good passage of play. I don't know what Areola's doing. I don't know what West Ham's defenders are doing. It's been a training ground exercise for Chelsea, man. It's firmly been a training ground exercise. They deserve their 3 points. It's been a professional performance. In a positive way, it's 6s out of 10s for a collective of Chelsea. They just had to be competent. They haven't had to be amazing. The manager can just, begin to think about whoever Chelsea are playing next. I don't know who they got next. Cole Palmer does what Cole Palmer does. Things are inevitable, man. Cole Palmer scoring. Boy, these lot are horrible, man. West Ham are not serious. Not serious at all. And surely there's got to be a lot of pressure on Lopetegui. West Ham fixtures. Cole Palmer, you're about to get kicked into next week. There you have it. He turned. You knew what out. You could see that's surely a booking. I hope Cole Palmer's all right. You could see what was going to happen there. You could see the look in Alvarez's eyes. Ooh. It's not a nice run of fixtures for West Ham, especially if you play like this. You're lunch meat for everybody, really and truly. But after this, which they're losing 3-0, they've got Liverpool in the League Cup. Probably rotate their side. They've got Brentford away. To be fair, Ipswich at home, you probably back West Ham to win. I definitely back them to win against Spurs away from home. After the Ipswich game, 19th of October, they're travelling to Spurs' ground. The next game after that, they're playing West Ham. The West Ham United are playing Manchester United at home. So it's not an easy run of fixtures for West Ham. We need to move for Kudus and Jan. Got to pay top money. Where's top blue? Not a clue. Whoever lied and said West Ham were going to have a good season needs to own up their cheeks. Definitely weren't me. Boy, I feel the club as a whole has left us short this year, numbers-wise. I agree. But I'm not directly onto Arteta because I don't think he's come out and said anything bad. I'm looking at KSC more. It's true. And you are really, even though I think the sentiment around KSC's been well, but being devil's advocate, what if because we know the mouthpieces for this club, the Athletic, and we all are aware now it's a collaborative thing. Arteta is shown targets and then he gets to say if he wants them or not. What if Eddie was saying you could have this striker, this winger, that and the third, and he's saying no? So I agree with you, but I just feel for me as someone that supports Arteta more than I ask for him to go out, you can't have it both ways. I can't big you up and then anything negative or anything around improvements to be made asks questions of everyone else but you, because you're the one training these boys. And if the Cronkies haven't made more money available because they feel what we've done in the market, we haven't always got bang for our buck. Like Gabriel Jesus has been a good signing, but you could argue 45 million in hindsight maybe could have been spent well in better areas. Kai Havertz has been a good player. But could you argue did you need to spend 65 million? Could you have found a player that could do a bit better? Did you need to spend 30 million on Kivior because you barely use him? You big up Raya, but devil's advocate, you spent money on Raya. And we haven't done too well in terms of outgoings. This summer marks somewhat of a change. West Ham's Somerville's on the ball. Boy, West Ham find themselves down. That's true because we don't know what's going on. All we can do is look at the top, which is true, and accept things at face value. And at the end of the day, Mikel Arteta signed a new deal. He signed up for the job, so he can't be too upset with the regime. First save I've seen Sanchez have to make for West Ham. For Chelsea. Madueke, don't know what he's doing there. Don't know why you're appealing for a free kick. You're running into no man's land. Emerson. Bowen tried to dummy it. Enzo Fernandez says, thank you. Cole Palmer. Madueke on this right-hand side. The way West Ham are moving, surely Mudryk could get some minutes. Madueke's killing Jackson there. And Jackson and Cole Palmer going absolutely crazy at him. Chelsea attack is level above Arsenal, Sterling and Havertz. They got Sancho, Palmer, Felix Neto. Disgrace. I wish we could hijack Vinny and Rodrigo from Real Madrid. I think we all could. I think we all wish. But reality is we can't, man. So find some other targets. And it's easy for me to say because I don't think Arsenal fans would want emerging targets. And it's easy for me to say in hindsight, but you look, you know, Paqueta, Guimaraes, Isak, Kudus, very reactionary, but we bought a couple players from City. Cole Palmer's one that we didn't. Could you have grabbed these guys? And there's probably some more. Could you have signed these players? Smash the like if you haven't. Most signings have been based on technical profiles, not based on the... I'm not sure what the rest is. Carlos Soler and Antonio coming on. I mean, if I'm honest, Lukategui, surely he needed to make one or both of these subs at halftime. I mean, you know more about me than managing. It's easy for me to sit here and critique things in hindsight. Tosin. Sanchez. Fifano. Lucky. It's still even though Chelsea have been winning 3-0, luckiest lad on the planet. He's giving the ball away. Paqueta. Hey, Paqueta. Trying to do too much. Trying to be too cute and clever. That's a fantastic touch by Cole Palmer. This guy is lit, man. And you just see simple stuff. Stupid foul to give away from West Ham. And I know Cole Palmer is going to be judged for his goals and assists, but like it's that kind of stuff that he does, which is quality, man. You can see him getting into a bit of leery stuff with a rival. Carlos Soler, you know. This Lukategui guy might get fired first. I wonder who are the managers that are up for the chopping block. I mean, I don't think Ipswich will, but naturally, because of what Ipswich are facing, there's that. I don't know what's going on at Everton. I don't think they'll sack him, but purely just off the basis of where Everton are and what they're fighting, surely he's there. I think Eric Ten Hag isn't, whether he gets sacked or not is another thing, but Eric Ten Hag's never quite far from talking about people getting sacked. You lot are right in that, you know, West Ham's Lukategui, he's probably around there. Probably some more that I'm missing out. Alvarez and Somerville have come off. Was thinking of watching this match, but yeah, I'd rather not. Big up American Gunner. Lateness is greatness. Big up DG. Blessings, people. Blessings right back at yourself, dude. All over the top. I mean, West Ham been rubbish today. Cool. Around the 25-minute. What the hell is Areola? Yeah, you lot need to go, man. Lost my trail of thought. What is going on, West Ham? Yeah, as I was saying, West Ham, 25 minutes in, there was a little 10 or so minute stage where they look like they might get back, not even get back in it, just be more competitive. Other than that, it's been rubbish, man. It's just been hot smoke. Saying that, an important header by Tosin. Caicedo's header hasn't quite been that. Cucurella does well there, and two Chelsea players have come together there. Soler loses it. Enzo Fernandez, good play from him. Cole Palmer, is that going to be a great assist? Oh, he tried. I see what he tried to do. He tried to set Jackson. Cole Palmer. I hate the fact that he plays for Chelsea, but Cole Palmer is easily one of my favourite players in the Premier League. This guy's lit. It'd be interesting to see in the next 2 years what Chelsea look like, because I think their project will go bang. And they've got that Brazilian kid, Stalvio. They got that, forgive me, is either Venezuelan, Ecuadorian, or Colombian. Is it Kenny Perez? Or they got one other youngster like that. You add in Cole Palmer, you add in Sancho, if they can keep him producing the goods. Madueke in the squad, they got a decent team. Speaking of Madueke, he's bursting on his right-hand side. Decision-making, lad, is non-existent. Let himself down there. Paqueta, that's a baggy touch, but Brazilian settings, he's done well. Mohamed Kudus on this left-hand side. Asking a lot of Antonio. Sanchez is bored. Sanchez off his line, heads it well. Cucurella calms things down. Congrats on 62, man. Appreciate that. Last message. Arsenal signings are mostly based on potential, not necessarily world-class ability. Jigsaw pieces instead of paint gun ammunition. Why can't it be both, though? Pedro Neto's coming on. You are right. You are right in that regards. But surely that's not exclusive just to Arsenal. And if that's the case, then probably got to temper our expectations in terms of winning major honours, really, because you don't win nothing with kids. Until these lot are all kind of hit their peak and their prime, and they've got that necessary level of experience in the champs and in Prem races, surely that means we'd have to temper our expectations. Because that's the difference between us and Liverpool. When Liverpool were fighting City, beyond the obvious, they had an experienced manager in Klopp. They had players that I'm sure a couple of players have won stuff, but they've been in high pressure environments, you know, like Salah, Mane, Firmino, you know, Robertson. They all got necessary transferable experience and have played in certain competition. And our players essentially are learning on the job, especially when you look at being in the Premier League. Yes, there's some exceptions to the rule in the squad, but generally, how many of the vast majority of our players, how many titles have they won at Arsenal? How many league titles have they won anywhere? How many times have they been involved in a Premier League title battle? How many times have they been in the last stage of the champ? So do you have to temper your expectations for Arsenal to do serious things then? And does it become more of a wish than a necessity? I don't know. Hope the footballing gods can do something for us. Bowen's done very well. Wan-Bissaka. Hey, he's one of the funniest footballers to watch in the Premier. Kilman. Kudus on his left-hand side helps it on to Emerson, who's, to be honest, Emerson, their left back, they've all been shambolic, but at least I've seen you try to play. Maybe you're up for this because it's your former team. You've done well to find Paqueta. Paqueta clearly doesn't have a both teams to score bet, or he might have done something. Souček helps it on. Bowen cuts in onto his left. And again, it's easy for me to say in hindsight, but the way they're kind of moving now, Kudus has done very well. Colwell's done very well for Chelsea to make sure they don't concede. Shouldn't this have been what they had? Like, you've got Bowen on the right, Kudus on the left. You got a physical man in Antonio. Mavropanos has gone for the shot. And next one's gone for the shot. Is that Carlos Soler into the hands of Sanchez? West Ham getting a bit too emotional, man. Yeah, I see what Jake is saying, because even the interest in Sesko, he seems so much like a potential, not someone that's been proven. We always seem to go for these kind of players, which I'm not necessarily against. But you are right. And I think Sesko would have been someone that long-term ends up being the striker, but he's someone that could be a rotationary option. I don't agree with... Listen, Havertz is doing his thing. Long may it continue. But I don't agree with some Arsenal fans' rhetoric around don't sign a striker because what happens to Havertz? By that logic, we don't let's have it right. You know, Ramsdale, not everyone was convinced by Ramsdale, but it was fair to say at the time of us signing Raya, no one was screaming about goalie. By that logic, you don't sign David Raya. We don't have the last few games we've seen by Raya. I love Bukayo Saka, but if there was a right winger that wants to sign for Arsenal, that we're able to get, that has twice the ability he has, are we really going to say don't sign him because we got Bukayo Saka? We're not Real Madrid, but I doubt Real Madrid's fans are saying don't sign Mbappe. We got Rodrigo. I mean, they got more stars than we can count, and they're still linked with Trent, Rodri, Saliba, and the list goes on, man. Kilman, Emerson. And it is getting a bit frustrating as an Arsenal fan, because naturally I want to win trophies, and I'm looking at it now because for me, now Saliba's arrived. He's 23. As Wenger said, this is when you are now a player. Saka's arrived now. You know, you got a couple players in and around that ages. Now it's time to do things. That's a good ball by Wan-Bissaka. It's headed clear by Dezassi. Jesus looks so uninspiring against Atalanta. You know what? Unpopular opinion, yeah. I actually think first half Jesus was quite good. I think the whole team was all right. We just don't create nothing, which has been the case. Second half, don't ask me what happened. I don't know. I don't know. It went down. It fell off a cliff, really. We added Paqueta to the list of Brazilians missing their passport. Where him, Anthony Martinelli's looking scary, man. Ball into the box by West Ham. That's a very confident catch by Sanchez. And he's found Cole Palmer, who's added the third and probably the most important goal of the game, really. Pedro Neto to his left. Oh, he brought in Madueke. Hey, what is Areola doing? Madueke is bugging out. Yeah, you need to come off, man. You're bugging out today. You're too horny to score, man. You've seen Sanchez. You've seen Cole Palmer. You're forcing it. You got to let it happen for you, man. You're forcing it. Forcing it. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. Cole Palmer's not fouled him. He's barged him. Football's getting too PG, man. The things that are fouls are not given, and the things that aren't fouls are given. The football don't make no sense no more. Kudus on this left-hand side. You deserve better for club and country, man. Well, not if you're going to lose your footing like that. Caicedo, Dezassi killed Caicedo there. Caicedo done very well to clear it. Tired skills from Madueke. Tired skills. Lovely from Palmer. Palmer's kicked. Palmer's one of those footballers like Saka. Like your legs must be in bits after every game. The amount of kicks you get, the cynical kicks as well. You know when people leave a late one, the cynical ones. Well, you've probably been getting that for years. Antonio, in my opinion, the Jamaican international, someone Arsenal need to sign. Antonio has a case to be the best striker in the Prem. He does. He's got unique qualities that not even Haaland has. Yes, I'm being shameless. Shameless, but in my attic, I've got a signed Antonio shirt. I should have worn it. And Andros Townsend. I know people. I wish it was Saka and these kind of guys, but it is what it is. Cole's got hands all over Souček. Right, Chelsea actually haven't had a corner. Sanchez elects to punch it this time. Madueke helps it onto Pedro Neto. Cole Palmer's... Boy, yeah, it's about to be 4. Boy! How have Chelsea got themselves in the Met? Madueke going to fuck it up. Fucked it up. Too horny for a goal. It needs to come off. Too horny. Too horny. It should be 4-0 Chelsea. How many times... The manager has to take responsibility. But the players... How many times are West Ham going to have an attack in Chelsea's half and Chelsea break and it's a sea of... I don't even know what colour shirt that is from Chelsea. Is it white? Sea of white shirts just breaking at your goal. Substitutes for Chelsea. Jackson's coming up. I'll be vexed. This seems to be the only time Mikel Arteta subs Saka when he's a potential hat-tricks on the road. I know he'll be disappointed, but I think the fans will be happy with his contribution. Nicholas Jackson, after 2 goals, is coming off. I'm not quite sure who the second sub is. Isaac starting. I just didn't have money to get him in my FPL. And Konku's coming on. Yeah, you lot are going to hold a 4th. Cole Palmer's coming off. But even he's surprised. Is he actually coming off? If he's coming off, that's just about... He's someone that's going to play a lot of minutes. He's someone that's just going to save his leg. Look, he's baffled. A man like me, I'm Cole Palmer, mate. That's probably just the manager saying, you know what, the job is done. Save the legs. You are getting kicked as well. Even right now, even in the right team, even right now, Antonio could easily be a double-digit goal tally striker. He will score 20 ugly goals, the ugly finishes, the Sunday League finishes. No, that idea of thought is so weird. We are Arsenal fans before player fans. We have to be ruthless. So if Hazard isn't the striker, we have to improve. And the best of both worlds. Because if you sign that striker, reality is, you know, obviously if you go and let's just say Isaac, you spend 100 million on Isaac, obviously he's going to start. But if Havertz's form continues and he keeps making things happen, then he's got nothing to worry about. But that's where I think we have to tailor the striker. I think Arsenal want to find one of those Giroud sorts, a project like Sesko sorts. I don't necessarily think Arsenal want to go and get a Gyökeres or an Isaac and all of these kind of things. I hope I'm wrong. I hope listen. I don't think we're signing a striker in January. I think you never know. Part of me, I think the most realistic positions Arsenal sign is probably a goalie because we didn't get our first choice targets. Maybe an attacking, like a Trossard kind of player, if you can find that. I don't think we sign a striker. I think I'm more than happy to make the content because the game is the game, people. And I'd love to be proven wrong because we signed the Bamian in January, but I can't imagine us signing Gyökeres in January. Surely Sporting says, you know what, we're open to negotiations in the summer, but if you want him, you have to activate his release clause. January is a reactive market. Nobody wants to buy or sell players in January. So I think, you know, you kiss goodbye to all of that. I'd love to be wrong. But I think you can kiss goodbye to that idea. Tosin, to be fair, boy, he was talking a lot of smack about we got bubbles to burst in the week. Ahead of this game, just talk your shit, my guy. Pedro Neto. Oh, this could easily be 4 if he could get his head up. Finds Christopher Nkunku. Enzo Fernandez. João Felix is... I thought he did it. Boy. Boy. Boy, West Ham, what is going on here? Tough day out. Where do you think Chelsea will finish? I think they're in for a shout at the top 4. I think Chelsea are one of those clubs that they can be their best friends or their worst enemies. João Felix, too many touches. I think they're in a fight for the for fourth. I think top four surely has to be. Is that a pen? Surely top four has to be the minimum target for Chelsea. Surely. Like, I don't want to talk until it's mathematically possible, but if I had to put money down, I think Liverpool, Arsenal, City, top four. And then I think as long as Aston Villa are still up there, Aston Villa are there. I think United are in. I don't think United are going to get top four, but they've shown they can do it. They're there. I think Chelsea, if they can put a run of form together, they can get it. I'd rule out Spurs. Spurs will be in with a fight, but I don't think Spurs have enough quality. And I don't think they're street smart enough. All they do is waffle about possession. That's what we used to do as Arsenal fans. Waffle about possession. Possession doesn't always equate to dominance of a game. Yeah, possession is 9/10 of the law and it takes a lot, but the most important statistic is putting the ball in the back of the net and preventing balls out the back of yours. Now, Spurs are not clinical in the final third necessarily, and they're not exactly the most spot on defensive side. The law of averages, football's a simple game. That the maths does not make sense. I hope Spurs lose today. I don't think they will, man. What other Premier League fixtures are there, by the way? Premier League. Let's see what else is on today. Obviously, tomorrow we've got Manchester City, Arsenal. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. I apologise in advance. I'm going to start that watch-along 15 minutes before kickoff, only because I'm going to watch Arsenal's women play. I got invited to the press box again, so I'm going to go watch that, then race home, and we'll be there. Pedro Neto. Sorry, people, before I do all of that. Pedro Neto on this right-hand side. This is another one I wanted at the club, man. João Felix heads it back in. Surely Colwell's offside. Has Colwell inadvertently hit Wan-Bissaka in his head? I don't think that was intentional. Credit to Wan-Bissaka, he's back up to his feet. Obviously, we're watching Chelsea currently demolishing West Ham. It's past the pad settings. They're winning 3-0. You've got Aston Villa Wolves, so that's a Midlands derby in Brum. Fulham Newcastle, Leicester Everton. That's going to be a good game. Liverpool Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth will give a good account of themselves, but I think Liverpool are going to score a lot of goals. Southampton Ipswich. That's a 6-pointer early doors. Both teams trying to stay in the division. That's a 6-pointer game. Spurs versus Brentford. No Wissa. Come on, Embuemo. The game of the day has to be Crystal Palace, Man United, though. Easily, innit? Really. Man United haven't won in the last 3. I think they'll win today, but I hope Palace do a thing. Someone's got to lose this weekend. It'd be annoying if Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, Man United all win, and obviously it goes south for Arsenal. You can't win every week, but yeah. Well, got 20 minutes left. There's Assi, bit of a stray pass there. And Conky's net, you're never going to get a free kick for that. Won't even be shocked if Chelsea finish above us. We should have been leading 6-0 now. Chelsea playing with their dinner, man. Could have been one for the goal difference. But I think it's a good 3 points. Chelsea have been good today, I'll be honest. And West Ham, this is disgusting defending. Take nothing away from Chelsea, but this is not Premier League defending. João Pedro. Well, at least Mavropanos somewhat understands that you need to defend. It's another corner. And I know you got to put your own feelings, to the side for the team. But honestly, if I was Nicholas Jackson, I'd be a bit peed off. I reckon if I stayed on the pitch long enough, I'm definitely getting a hat-trick today. 100% I'm getting a hat-trick. And I'll be shouting at Madueke because he's too excited to get a goal of his own. I can't blame him. Everyone else is getting goals and goal-scoring opportunities and whatnot. Jesus and Zini have to leave end of the campaign. The squad's gone above them. That's just how it goes sometimes. I think I'd be more likely to persist with Gabriel Jesus. Zini leaves, no complaints, because you get injured all the time. So does Jesus, to be fair. I think Jesus could be a good squad player. I think there's games for Jesus to play. Zini, not really. How many games? Zini play. Ooh, Cucurella, yellow card, surely. When the sun's up at the Emirates, Zini's in his bag. But how many games is there a season? DG get Fulkirk on loan. Don't he play for West Ham? Where the hell is he? He must be injured. No, he's dead now, getting there, Chelsea. But once Spurs start scoring, there'll be a problem. I think not even just scoring. Once they understand the concept of game management, I think there'll be a problem. I actually think Postecoglou is a good manager. I just don't rate the whole squad. I know it's not a squad on paper, but their squad is poor, bro. They've obviously got some quality individuals, but You know, Solanke's a good player, but Solanke, like, is it really inspiring? Like Solanke, Richarlison, Werner, Brennan Johnson, that random youth from Burnley, that's their attack. Their midfield's not the greatest. Sar's a decent player. Basuma, sorry, is quality. Bentacle's a good player. Madison's not pulling his weight. Good player though. Kulusevski as well. 2 decent centre halves. I think Vicario's extremely overrated. I think he's a good keeper. I think he's extremely overrated. Extremely overrated. And you take it from an Arsenal fan who used to watch Ramsdale. Anytime you've got a keeper who can't collect from crosses or isn't confident from dead balls is an issue. Paqueta's off. Who is this? Emerson's off for Cresswell. But who is that? Who's that coming on for West Ham? That's one where they need to put the player's name. Who is that? Big up Karen Brady. I used to have the biggest crush on her in secondary school. I can't lie. One of them. Yeah, hear me out, people. It's one of them. Her, Ashati, Kelly Rowland, Alicia Keys. Oof. Good food. Irvin. No clue who Irvin is. I guess we're going to find out. Cresswell. Kudus. Cresswell. Irvin. Oh, wow. With that first touch. Get this guy out of here, man. Horrible first touch. Went for goal. Get this guy out of here, man. Do you know what? I shouldn't even hate. Because you've actually tried to have a shot. Get this guy out of here, man. He's not the truth. All the ops are going to collect 3 points except us. It happens, man. It happens. Levi Colwill. Into Nkonku. He's not done a good job today since he's come off the bench. He's normally good at that on Nkonku of holding on to the ball and making it stick and winning fouls. He's giving it away very cheaply. Bowen. Jar Bowen skips past 1, past 2. Finds Antonio. Antonio can't make proper connection with the ball. All these signings from West Ham just be worse than last year. It's horrible, really, from the Hammers, really and truly. Keep smashing the like button if you haven't, folks. Not sure what Antonio was doing then. And to be fair, Luka Tegli, you've not set up. The players have to take responsibility. You lost 3-0 in your backyard, but you have to take responsibility as well. Look, Dizassi's doing skills. It's been a training ground exercise for Chelsea. And to be fair, if you're Maresca, it's not that your team's not managing the game well, but you want them to just be professional. And somehow Chelsea have broken. Madueke tries to square it, corner kick. Like Chelsea have actually got mad complacent. They're actually enjoying the game too much. If they actually continue to, and naturally humans, the human in it, you're going to, if they actually continue to smell blood, then like someone said, it could have been 4s, 5s, maybe even 6. Well, Calviero was part of the Chelsea coaching staff. Oh yeah, he was with my man at Leicester, innit? I'm a bit jealous of Chelsea's, I believe anyway, strength in depth in the attacking third. All they need is an upgrade on Jackson. To have Jackson in the squad, a proper striker, and everything else they've got, they're lit. Pedro Neto, we should have signed him, man. I'm sure Luka Tegui knows all about him from his days at Wolves. Caicedo delivers a cross, Colwill back across, and that's a big save. But it took about 70 minutes, but the keeper's finally saved. That's the best save of the game, really. Just a shame that you're 3-0 down. Big save by Areola. Felix. These lot just can't get there. Chelsea. Bournemouth were a better opposition than this. Surely I'm not the only one thinking Chelsea can potentially finish above Liverpool and Arsenal this season. Definitely not. I don't think they will, but if they keep winning, you never know. West Ham fans can't complain. This is what they wanted. New continental manager, buy fancy players, progressive football. Here you go. But again, I don't watch West Ham all the time. But would you look happy birthday in advance, bro? For tomorrow, on behalf of myself and everyone. Can you argue, like, would you lot call this progressive football? At least Moyes would have been... Listen, they still could have got bought with Moyes, but at least there would have been a bit more fight. They would have made... It's how you lose. It's that age-old saying. Listen, regardless... They could have had more. It's been a bit more difficult to break down and still lost 3-0. But it's how you lose. You haven't made... Take nothing away from Chelsea. You haven't made Chelsea work for them goals. Chelsea have just capitalized on the mistakes these guys have made. And for the players, you've started both halves terribly. You were what? In the opening 10 or so minutes... Well, opening 20 minutes, you're 2 goals down. 90 seconds into the second half, you've conceded a third. Some West Ham fans have seen enough. Or to be fair, the stadium's right next to Stratford. You might as well get a bite to eat. That's the only thing about when I used to go to games at 12:30 or early morning kickers at Arsenal and you lose. You got the whole day to just like think about the result, but you can also salvage your day. Like, just go get drunk, go and enjoy some female company, and keep it moving, man. DG, do you think decision making separates the good players from the great players? Because Madueke's decision making has been a bit bandooli. 100%. That is what makes it. Look at Saka. One of the big reasons as to why Saka is thriving and getting better and better is because he makes the right decisions. There's a lot of players that are flash in the pan. I actually am a fan of Madueke. I do think he's lasted a lot longer at Chelsea than I thought. I actually think he could have been, through no fault of his own, I think he could have been sold by Chelsea, but I think his performances have changed their opinions. He's a good player to have. I think if a lot of players had Madueke's mentality, they would thrive. Madueke knows that it's peak for him at Chelsea. They're bringing in top attackers, but he's giving it a good fight. If Mudryk had his mentality, his time at Chelsea would probably be a bit better. I do think Madueke's got a massive. I want to, for obvious reasons, for certain players, I hate to get around this kind of, to talk about these kind of things, but I do think he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. I do think he thinks he's better than what he is. But it's working for Chelsea. He's been capped by the country, sorry. Dizassi takes a throw-in, corner kick for Chelsea once again. Yeah, ain't looking forward to playing Chelsea. Scariest team after City. They're a scary team. Chelsea can harm you, but I wouldn't say I'm scared of Chelsea. I think Arsenal could beat them. They could beat us. I think they not to take anything away from Chelsea because they, as I said, I think in 2 years they'll be back and they got, I think they're doing all right this season. But West Ham been shit off the ball. I don't think Arsenal are going to be like that. Bournemouth didn't take their chances when they had them. Bournemouth put up way more of a fight. For Chelsea, 2 good results. 6 points is all that matters. Points on the board, all counts. But yeah, man. The fact they spent 30 M's on a 30-year-old Fulkirk and not Nketiah told me everything West Ham are cooked. Chelsea are low-key turned into a Real Madrid sort of structure with egos and spirit, disciplined players to clutch with minimal discipline. Hey. Don't know if they could be in the same realm as Real Madrid, but I hear it, man. Sad day for the Irons, man. Bubbles have firmly been burst. And I've been to this new, West Ham's new, can you even call it a new stadium? Well, it's been a few years now. Like, it's been more than a few years. Wasn't this opened in 2012? Their new stadium doesn't, I've been to Upton Park as well. Their new stadium, I don't know about now, it probably does, but it never felt like home. Like, I don't know if they've made changes, but the fans are quite far from the pitch. Well, yeah, I know when my team rocked up here, we demolished these lot. And at this moment in time, I know David Moyes had his own problems, but was there any to sack him? Top 4 looking difficult to predict, as it should be, man. It's gone from a top 4 to a top 6. Soon it's going to be top 10. Maybe in the next 20 to 30 years. Maybe not in my lifetime. I'm only 29, but still. I think every team out of all the 20 teams in the Premier League, or however many number it is, I genuinely think there will come a time where everyone can win the league and everyone can get relegated. And I actually think, not necessarily fans, but I think the powers that be want that. It starts becoming NBA kind of stylish. Cucurella sends it. Sometimes you got to do that, just hooks it. Ain't no one scared of Chelsea. Stop it, man. Can't believe they spent 30 million quid on Fulkirk. I thought they got him on loan. I think he's got the tools to thrive in the Premier League, but it's a typical West Ham signing. I'm surprised their gaffer didn't throw on Danny Ings. All West Ham can look to do in this last 10 minutes is at least get on the score sheet. At least give the fans something to chant and the Chelsea department something to review. Important flap of hands from Sanchez there. Sanchez been good, to be fair with you. Cresswell. That's a good delivery. And it sums up West Ham's day, doesn't it? It sums up West Ham's day. Sums up West Ham's day. Bowen ain't brought nothing to the table today. Subs have. I think Souček's been better. It's been just a terrible day. The players have effed it up. The managers effed it up. Just a terrible day all round, man. City defo has the worst atmosphere, like. But then, do you really need an atmosphere when you got Pep Guardiola and them players there? Someone has to get Kudus out of there. So much talent being wasted. I'm sure his head would turn after a good offer. It might do, but end of the day, money talks. And how much do they deem Kudus is worth? There are rumors with Kudus every now and again that there's a release clause and all of that jazz. Obviously, maybe you lot can if you know him, but I've never read his contract, so I can't verify any of this. But if Kudus was available, I'd love for Arsenal to be at front of the queue. He's an Arsenal footballer, man. He's a very good ball carrier, exciting, obviously. In a better team, he'll get goals and assists. Versatile, can play in a number of roles as well. Like, I don't know about off the ball what Arteta wants, but on it, of course, he's not as creative as Odegaard, but it's a different kind of creativity. He could play in the hole. Fearless as well, mentality-wise. Dewsbury Hall looks like with 8 minutes to go, he'll be coming on for Chelsea. Could see him on the sidelines. Disasi. Good touch by João Felix. If I'm honest with you, João Felix, not a good pass. He's giving it away. Cheap. That's the only thing if I was the Chelsea manager. I think my players have enjoyed it too much. They've got a bit complacent. Kudus loses it. Madueke. Caicedo, man on. Oh, that's a yellow card. That's one out of anger from Antonio. You got at least say sorry. That's horrible from Antonio. That's a very late one on Caicedo. That's a horrible tackle. Horrible tackle to make. Antonio, it's looking like you need to do the full-time Filthy Fellas podcast thing, man. Looks like Chelsea won the game. I mean, if Chelsea were to be like Everton and throw away they ain't thrown away a 3-goal lead, but a 2-goal lead with 7 minutes excluded added on time, there'd be something seriously wrong at Chelsea. If I was Chelsea manager, I don't know what youngsters on the bench, but this is a game to throw on the youngsters. Caicedo will get the captain's armband. Bit of positive PR for racist Enzo there, in it really. Look, go Black friends. Enzo Fernandez was coming off. Been all right to be all the Chelsea players been all right, man. I don't think anyone's lacked today, if I'm honest with you. I think it's been a good showing from everyone. Boy. This manager might be gone soon, man. Like, what? There's not a single positive for West Ham. The only positive for West Ham could be that it's only 3. That's the only positive. Nothing else has gone right for them. Back to the drawing board, man. Switch of play from West Ham. Kudus on the ball now. I don't think he's done anything wrong. You're just around or you're part. I will be watching more Premier League games, but I won't be doing any more watch-alongs today, man. We're back for City. I'm going to just calmly watch Crystal Palace United. Cresswell. Boy. Spurs attack is way more lethal than Chelsea. Spurs would beat them. I don't know, I back Chelsea to beat Spurs. The only thing I'd give Spurs is you'd imagine they'd have a lot of the ball against Chelsea. They create probably some cleaner cut chances, but don't back them to take their chances. Speaking of chances, Antonio, surely it's come off him. Wan-Bissaka, crowded out by Chelsea players. Boy, and that's the end of whatever potential attack that could have been. Disasi, who normally he has looked a Chelsea quality player today, which tells you everything. Dewsbury Hall, Pedro Neto. Glad I have Palmer and Jackson in my FPL squad. You're eating. I've got neither. Lacked. Don't have the money for Palmer in the game. Got Madueke, but that was a dud. To be fair, I had Kudus. I thought Madueke might bag today. In João Pedro, Haaland, Saka, Salah, João Pedro, Haaland, we trust, man. If Pedro Puro wants to get an assist for Spurs today, that would be great help. I played my bench boost last week. Veltman got 7 points for me, so it technically worked. I need to get Havertz and Cole Palmer, if I'm honest with you. Something told me to put Danny Welbeck. I think he might bag today. Bowen. Looking to take on Cucurella. Squares it. Blocked again. Christopher Nkunku. Got to make the ball stick. Finds Caicedo. Caicedo surely fouled there. And that will just eat up more time and any sort of momentum that West Ham need or had. Hey, calm down the office with Chelsea. 3 points, 3 goals. And while the game's not done, so you can't get ahead of yourself, clean sheet. Boy. Caicedo's been passing the ball forward, which tells you everything. When you miss the first match week and you're trying to catch up in vain. I'm cool though, because last time I checked the FPL table, I don't look at the league table when it comes to football. Wait, have I dropped? Listen, I'm not saying I'm going to win the league. I'm doing okay, people. I'm doing okay. DG Rovers, we're here. Look, we're 4th. We're doing all right. Oh, right, what? Only got 3 points. All right, cool, Madueke. We're all right. Smith Rowe, you need to do something against Newcastle. You're coming out the team. We're doing all right, man. Doing okay, man. You don't just worry about yourselves, man. Don't worry. Trust the process. We're not worrying what other teams doing. Believe we've got a squad. Now that I've been taking it seriously for 4 or 5 weeks, I think I can win this, which is very different from 38. Because right now it's fun. It's all fun and games when there's injuries, random players get dropped. Even for the City players, we all know there's a point in the season. Pep Guardiola starts doing that random stuff. He's going to drop Haaland for no reason. There's going to be a player that's in form, whether that's Doku, Foden, Bernardo Silva. They're going to be bagging week in, week out. Pep's going to drop them for no reason. But yeah, we keep fighting. I need to get Trent, man. Couldn't afford Trent, so I got poorer. I just wanted to get fullbacks who are going to get assists, really. And Trent's going to get a bag of assists for Liverpool. Cresswell, attempted switch of play blocked. Madueke, it's not too late to get on the score sheet, if you will. Come on, man. You'd be a big help. Big help. Boy. I'll give it to West Ham subs. West Ham subs have at least stood up to be counted today. They've at least risen to the occasion. Like, they've brought something. But what has it been? What's your FPL league code? 1 sec, I'll get that for you. Where is it? There we go. Invite people. There's a link. But sometimes you lot say the links don't work. So if that don't, there's the code. There's the code. There you go. Welcome. Obviously, you can't win it because you're behind. It's cool though, man. It's the taking part that counts. Right now I'm 4th. Just need not this week, but just need Haaland to do something. I'm back. Madueke. Thought you were kicked there. To be fair. And that's what the Chelsea players got to be careful of. Just manage the game. Oh, Mudryk still couldn't get minutes. It's over for Mudryk. He shaved off his Goldilocks and he's still not getting minutes. It's over, man. You need to bust out in Jan. You never know, though. Couple of injuries, loss of form, you get your chance and take it. But how long's Mudryk been there now? What's this? His 2nd or 3rd season? Is this his 3rd potentially full season? But nah, it can't be. This would be your 2nd full season, so it's 1.5 at the moment. He signed in Jan. Levi Colwill, Sanchez, Tosin. Into the 90th minute, people. Bizassi. Come on, take this graphic off, BT. Great bit of play from João Felix. Aye! Ref, let him play on. Great bit of play, but just as I said that, he not make someone. Eee. Baller. That drew smiles from the Chelsea bench. 4 minutes of added on time. DG, do you think Arteta is going to bring us a trophy this season? Me personally, I don't see it. What is a trophy? Like, it's a very difficult question to answer, man. What is a trophy? If you're talking about silverware, then as long as we're in any competition, we have a duty as Arsenal Football Club to fight. But what is a trophy? You could argue seeing players improve, which you've seen, Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, William Saliba. You're seeing, all fragments of this football club, whether it be the fans, what we're doing away from home, our top 6 record. These things are improving. So, in many ways, getting up every day with the desire to improve is a trophy. So it's a very difficult question to answer. One that I'm not really qualified to answer. But if you're talking about trophies, hope we can win it or something. I need a job in PR, man. Sometimes I'll be saying that stuff to you lot and I don't even believe it. Cresswell, I hope so, man. Listen, in the FA Cup we trust. I want to be wrong, but I would describe the Premier League as improbable, the Champions League as impossible. Chelsea could get a full field. João Felix has killed any hope of that. It might not die, but he's asking a lot of his fellow Portuguese men, Pedro Neto, and Neto saying, you know what, forget all of that, slow it down. Dewsbury Hall. Back to Pedro Neto. Man said STFU about this trophy thing. Wenger was winning back-to-back trophies and y'all still complain. Damn. Ball's cannoned off the referee. Cucurella's been fouled. I must admit, West Ham have thrown their toys out the pram a lot today. There's been a lot of late tackles. Should have been doing this in the first half or when it was 0-0. Apparently, since the start of 2023-24, Nicholas Jackson and Palmer have combined for 10 Premier League goals, at least 2 more than any other duo. But pardon me. Carlos Soler has gone into the book. I thought a trophy was something you get for winning a competition. Being a winner is how you conduct yourself, how you take yourself, you know, in every action you do. And Arteta has installed a winning culture. You see what you hear all the stories and sound bites. You see what the training ground's like. You see what the little games he plays mentally are. So yeah, man, all depends. We'll definitely win a participation trophy like we got in the last 2 years. Whether it's a Champions League or Premier League or something we want to celebrate as football fans, but I don't know. Into the last minute, Bowen galloping forward, but there's no supporting shirts. Mikel Antonio's out wide. No one's in the box. Finds Wan-Bissaka. Kudus going to get on the score sheet? Much like everything West Ham have done, it's cannoned off of a Chelsea shirt. And here Chelsea go on the break. Wow. It's 5 against 3. See, Pedro Neto, he's got his head down, he's running. If they wanted a fourth, it would have been there. Pedro Neto, in my opinion, could do much better. Dewsbury Hall, you might never play again. You should shoot. João Felix, whistles wide. If Chelsea really wanted it, it could be 4, 5, 6. Dare I even say 7? It probably should be. Probably shown West Ham mercy. If I'm completely honest with you lot. You lot, don't forget to subscribe to the second channel as well, by the way, folks. Got videos coming out on that platform. That's the end of the game, people. Chelsea have been good for their 3 goals. They've managed the game. Jackson's got 2. Cole Palmer got probably the most important one, which killed any optimism 90 seconds into the second half. West Ham didn't start either half well, haven't defended well, haven't attacked well, left too much space. Professional performance from Chelsea. Terrible performance from West Ham. Horrible performance from West Ham, if I'm brutally honest with you lot. Don't forget, Sunday we'll be watching Manchester City against Arsenal. It's been a fantastic watch along with you lot, people, because you lot are amazing. Big up you lot, subscribe and smash the like button if you haven't. West Ham probably needed a YouTuber to play for them. He would have scored.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.